Hey you guys, I have a garden helper today. My daughter Rosie is helping me today. And we are super excited because the fall weather has slammed in here in Dallas, Texas, and it's time for all those fall crops like kale and spinach and what else? Broccoli, cauliflower, beets, carrots, yes, all that yummy stuff. So we vamped up our soil a little bit with compost, fresh compost on all the beds, and we're getting ready to plant some broccoli. Let's do this.
The adventure begins.
Guys, there is no shame in buying your broccoli plants. If you haven't started your seeds and you don't have your fall crops going, just buy some at the feed store. Buy some and get them in the ground so you can have broccoli. I have to get this bed ready for garlic. I'm late planting garlic. In Dallas, Texas, garlic is supposed to go in October. And I try to make rhymes and little things to remember. So one is you want to have lots of garlic on hand by Halloween to keep vampires away. I know it's just a silly thing, but I try to make up things with holidays to try to help me remember when to plant what. So yeah, garlic goes in before Halloween, so it's after Halloween. So I've been busy, so I have to get it in. So first I gotta prepare this bed. And you can see there's some garlic coming up. This is elephant garlic, and there's some regular garlic coming up over there. So nature knows, time to plant garlic. First, I have to get this comfrey out of my bed. Once you put comfrey in a bed, you will have it there always, because a little piece of the root always stays and grows back. So I'm still trying to eradicate this from my bed. I planted it elsewhere outside of the garden because it is a really good plant for medicine and rabbits love to eat it. So I'm gonna pull this up and feed it to my rabbits. This is a good time of year to freshen up all the beds with fresh soil mix. Let me show you what I do. First, I start out with a raised bed mix, and then those bunny berries from under the rabbit hutches. Compost. And I'm fertilizing here with worm frass, mealworm frass, but you can use any fertilizer you want. Just get that fertilizer in there. And here's my secret ingredient, biochar. And I will leave some videos on how to make worm frass for fertilizer and biochar for your garden. I'll leave some links in the description on videos on how to make those. Blend it all together. And it gives you a good jump start for the fall garden. Okay, it's all ready for planting garlic tomorrow morning early. My father says, meet me in the garden. I am separating out my garlic, getting it ready to plant. Here is my elephant garlic. These great, big, beautiful cloves. Some people don't like elephant garlic. It has a mild flavor, much more mild than regular garlic, but I like it. I like to cook with it. And then we have the regular garlic, which turned out really small last year. So what I'm gonna do though, just because it's small now doesn't mean it won't give me a good harvest. So I'm going to separate out the cloves to plant. Yes, all the magic comes out of this little bitty bulb. A whole new garlic bulb will come out of this clove. Each of these cloves. Now if you don't have garlic of your own, if you haven't saved it from your harvest last year, maybe you're just starting for the first time, then you can order it online. There are lots of good places to order it online. It'll be shipped to you, or you can get it at your feed store. Or you can just get it from your grocery store. and plant it. I've done that before. Good luck growing garlic. The weather has been really good to us. So, for one of the first times, we're actually getting red tomatoes and beautiful heads of lettuce so we can make salad. Normally in Texas, those two things don't happen at the same time. I wanted to share this tomato variety with you. This variety is an heirloom, and believe it or not, it just comes up by itself in my garden. So this tomato bush came up all by itself. It's called Porter Improved. And believe it or not, I planted it about 2 years ago. And it doesn't have the greatest taste like some of the Tasmanian chocolate and varieties like that. But I mean, it's good, it's still good. And the fact that it can keep growing wild and producing tomatoes all by itself, that is a winner. So yeah, Porter tomato, Porter Improved.
The weather has been really kind to us, so it hasn't frozen yet here in Dallas, Texas. So we're pulling off those beautiful scarlet beans. We got a really good harvest. We're going to start out this dish with elephant garlic. I love it. It's really mild tasting. Some people don't enjoy it as much, but I love it. And we're still getting some onions from the garden. It's almost time to plant here in Dallas, Texas. We put them back in January. So I store them under my bed in one flat area. So yeah, get ready to plant onions. We start with bacon and add those onions and that garlic. And let it cook down a little bit. And then in go those beautiful scarlet runner beans. Unfortunately, they turn the same green color as every other bean when you cook them. It's not quite fair. I wish they would stay that beautiful purple. I'm going to add some green beans to them that I had in the freezer just to add more to the dish since I didn't have very many runners. Scarlet beans. This is going to be good. I'm adding some of that wonderful homemade chicken broth that I made from my roosters in the spring. I want the liquid to just go above the beans. And then put them on a low simmer. Oh, I almost forgot. Put in the thyme. And salt and pepper to taste, of course. These beans pair up perfectly with, you guessed it, meatloaf, but we're making a special type of meatloaf. Wait and see. Add some cheese, eggs, and barbecue sauce, and chopped dill pickles, and Worcestershire sauce. Now, that chopped onion, and of course salt, and pepper to taste. I like a lot of black pepper. And then get all messy mixing it up. Now this is the part that takes a little bit of effort and time, but it's so worth it. I use little pieces of parchment paper that I cut, and then I cooked bacon ahead of time just so it was still soft, not crispy. And then I put it in each cup. And then add the meatballs at this point. These are called bacon cheeseburger mini meatloaves, and they were a huge hit. So yummy. Me and my husband are trying a new diet, what's called the keto diet. You've probably heard of it. And so I got a new cookbook to inspire me on my diet by Natasha Newton, Southern Keto, and she has some amazing recipes in this cookbook. Give it a try. I'll leave a link in the description.
Hey you guys, it is fall in Dallas, Texas, so that means it's time to breed rabbits again. Now I'm doing it a little bit differently this year because I am so busy. Normally I would put the doe in the buck's cage, or I would put them in a separate breeding pen, and I would sit there and watch and make sure that that breeding is successful. And then I would mark on my calendar 21 days and wait until, and to put the nest box in. But I'm so busy this year, I'm gonna change things up a bit. Time to go to a new home. I will just leave them together here for a couple of days, and hopefully they'll get the job done. And then I'll separate them and wait to put the nest box in. So cross your fingers, you guys. I just don't have time to sit there and watch them. Breeding in Texas, we don't breed during the summer because it's too hot, at least not with this breed. And so we wait till fall, and we breed in the fall and throughout kind of a mild winter. Hopefully we raise babies. Hey buddy. So that means I'm asking these rabbits to change their biological clock. They're not wanting to breed and have babies in the fall because food will be scarce through the winter. So it's asking their bodies to do something that it's not meant to do. So when people say breed right like rabbits, that oftentimes does not happen in the fall here in Texas. So it's kind of hard. So cross your fingers that we'll get the job done. I'll link to a video about how, rabbits won't breed. There's a certain process that I put them through to get them to breed in the fall, but I just don't have that time this year. So we'll see. Okay, have fun. Bye. Make a love nest. Now I am taking a chance here. She could hurt my buck, which I adore Buddy. I don't want him to get hurt. So hopefully she will be nice and they'll get along well and everything will go splendidly. Good luck. I'll show you the pen I'm putting them in. It's an old chicken hutch that somebody gave me, and I just don't have chicks in it right now, so that's a good thing.
I don't know if other beekeepers can relate, but there's that first cold day when you go out and look at your hive and there's no activity and your heart kind of skips a beat. But then you remember that the bees like it to be 95 degrees inside their hive. So at about 64 degrees, they go in and they cluster around that queen and they keep her nice and warm. Now, it's inactive now, but let me flash back to the summertime when it was really warm outside and I got the surprise of my life.
Hey you guys, this is Dash here. I am just swaying back and forth on my swing in my backyard in my PJs, watching the sun come up on my birthday present that my father sent me. Let me show you guys.
Now I had left this little nuke box with a lemongrass lure in it, hoping that a swarm would move in, but it was in the middle of summer, July, end of July, so I found it pretty unlikely that I would get a swarm at that time. But my Father in heaven had different ideas. I woke up that morning, it was the most special thing on my birthday, and I just heard my Heavenly Father say, "Go check for bees, Dash." And I went out there, and sure enough, he had delivered the most wonderful birthday present for me.
Look at that, you guys. Happy birthday to me. Thank you, Papa, for my birthday present. I love it. Alright, you guys, now that I have gotten my garden back, it is time to work on the front garden fence. Now, I did this fence out of free pallets about 3 or 4 years ago, so it's held up pretty well considering it was from free material, and just built it ourselves. I will show you how to cut down a pallet in another video if you want to do that. It's a great low expense way to get a garden fence to keep the rabbits out. And we also put chicken wire up halfway, if you can see that. But now it is really looking poorly. Let me show you. Yikes, it is just about to fall over in many different spots.
My knight in baseball cap and jeans to the rescue, and also one of my boys and his friends. We got some real girl power on the farm painting. Thank you to everyone who painted up the panels so well. We painted them a dark gray color for the first coat.
I'm going to paint them over white so the gray kind of shows through a little bit, so it's kind of like a whitewashed look, because I'm only replacing the front of the garden fence, the very front of it. And so I don't want it to look bright white and brand new and then the rest look kind of, yeah, weathered. So I wanted to all look kind of weathered. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about my new fence that actually stands up straight and keeps rabbits out. This has definitely been a multi-step project, which I needed some help with. So I'm so thankful for my family and friends, a lot of girl power on the farm, getting this done. We're gonna try to put it up Thanksgiving weekend. So I'm excited about that. Some projects go really fast and others are just, you have to take them one step at a time and just be patient.
Speaking of being patient, did anyone else catch the lunar eclipse? It was amazing. So fun. And I'm a little late out with this video because my kids were in their first theater production ever and they did great. I'm so proud of them. All right, you guys, that's it. Have a happy Thanksgiving. If you could, give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. And let me know in the comments how your fall garden adventure is going. And also let me know if somebody else caught the lunar eclipse like I did in the middle of the night. Bye, guys.